Hello everyone, this is Hayden, and today I'll be showing you how to transform objects over time in Adobe After Effects. I'm going to be transforming text today, simply because text is easy to work with. I'm going to start with some basic hello in my favorite font, and you'll see that it's off the screen. Now, by default, Adobe After Effects places the anchor point of an object in the bottom left corner. You'll see over here there's a tiny plus sign. You can't really see it because it's behind the bounding box, but I'll be moving that later and then it will be easier for you to see. So the first thing we're going to do when transforming our text is we're going to need to go down here to the place where, to the little box where it says Comp 2, Comp 1, and Render Queue. You'll see I'm working on Comp 2. And we make sure we have the right object selected. Under source name, we see it says I have text selected, and the text says hello, so I know I have the right one. Now I click the little arrow next to the colored box, and I click transform, and you'll see all the different properties that my text has. So first I'm going to be changing my anchor point. Now you'll see that it's in the center of the screen, and if I move this, it'll change where it is on the text, even though the anchor point itself stays in the same place. So I want to make my text pretty much in the center. I want the anchor point in the very center of my text, and now I'll just move the text normally. So it's about in the center of my screen. So the anchor point is under that middle dot now, instead of under that side dot. So what the anchor point does is, you'll notice that on rotation, I rotate it, it will rotate things around the anchor point. So if the anchor point was all the way back on that side, and I rotated it, now you'll see it still rotates around that anchor point, no matter where it is on the text. But for now, I want it in the middle. So the first thing I'm going to be changing over time is position. Now, what I want is a Star Wars style text. So you'll see, whoops, I accidentally had my time all the way at the 3-second mark about, but I want it in the beginning. So in the beginning, my text is here. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click this time vary stopwatch next to position. So now this lets me change the position of hello over time. You'll see that this little thing appears. This is the keyframe control box, that's what I call it. And you'll see that a keyframe appeared where I had my time marker, time indicator. So in the very beginning, I want my text to be here. But let's say that after 1 second, I want my text to be all the way down here. Now I moved it on a straight line simply by holding shift while I dragged my text down. Just makes it easier. And now you'll see that when I drag my time indicator, my words go up and down. But this doesn't only work with position. Like, for example, if I wanted it to get bigger as it went down, at the 1 second, or at the 0 second mark in the very beginning, I have another anchor point, now for scale. And if I click next keyframe on position, it will bring me to my final keyframe in position, because I only have 2. Now for scale, I would want it to get bigger, right? So I would change my scale to get even bigger, so that as I drag my time indicator, in the beginning it looks like this, and it gets bigger to fade out. Speaking of fading out, what if we want it to become less opaque over time? We would simply go to opacity, and we'd click the time vary stopwatch again, and we'd go to the end again by clicking either go to next keyframe on position or scale, and we'd change opacity to 0. What this does is in the beginning, we see our hello normally at the top with completely opaque. Now we press play, and it fades out as it moves down. This also works with rotation. If I wanted to have rotation keyframe, a rotation change over time, and say I wanted it upside down at the end, I don't know why you would want that, but if for whatever reason, you change this, and perfectly upside down would be 180 degrees. So now we go back to the beginning, and as we press play, you'll see it rotates as it fades out and moves down all at the same time. It also gets bigger. So you can see how there'd be a lot of advantages to this. You can also move the anchor point over time. There aren't, I don't know many things that you would do with that, but you can. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial. I'll see you next time.